in your life for a crunchy fucking put together setup. I was digging out my freaking books for today. The more I was listening to her, the more I was like, I gotta get this off me. I gotta get this off me. She's such a lie. And like, I just lost it, dude. I was trying to get the books. I couldn't get them fast enough. I was like, ugh, we gotta go live. So you're gonna stare at the Ascending Masters where I get today's teaching together. And I'm gonna blow some steam real quick. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch what I posted in my community page. Who am I? Lilith, reincarnated, God's first daughter. I'm the goddess in the flesh. I am in the Bible. I am that female they speak of in the end times. Whoop-de-whoop, yada yada. They call me the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, the messenger of God, and all that shit. Right now I got really... Oh gosh, she's just going on and on and on. This is a recorder. This is somebody that's telling themselves good shit and trying to tell other people good shit, but that's not walking in the good shit. You're so full of shit. What's going on? What's going on? That's not the big... That's just where I lost my shit. It's been happening all morning. What's going on? God's showing me karma in everybody's life. He's showing me karma in everybody's life, how he's taking everybody down. Down to he's pulling that bitch's hair out of her head. I was like, holy shit. And then here comes Kelly. He made me watch you, bro. I can't stand you. You're so fucking low vibrational. She's sitting there. You could see her. I know it's going to happen, bro. I can't even deal with you. I'm like 8 minutes into the video. Your bitch ass is going to cry. I know we don't know what's happening, but we have to trust ourselves. And we have to trust. And we have to trust. And it's all about yourself. The knowing in yourself. The knowing in yourself. You don't know nothing, bitch. And can't nobody tell you shit, bitch. And yet you choose. And that's what she'll tell you in her whole story, is how she's always looking for answers, but only the ones that fit. She will not accept any real truth. She wants to hear only fabricated mystical truth, that this is really how it's supposed to be. She's looking for answers to justify her suffering in this relationship with a man. It's an absolute addiction. And it's like, okay. For her fucking fans to sit there and rewatch her old ass videos of her reliving out this addiction for years and years and years, and there's so many of them, bro. There's so many of them. I've never seen that documentary, and God, please don't make me watch it. The documentary about, the surviving the twin flames. It's a fucking belief system. Somebody told you that your relationship is like this and this is how it works. Oh, that would be your belief system and how your relationship with Christ works, right? You have to do this, this, and this, and you'll be all, this is how relationships work. This is how your marriage is supposed to work. This is how you're supposed to be an employee. You're always falling into fucking line, right? Right? Do as you're told, fucking Eve. Steve. I'm Lilith. Hi. I didn't do what I was told. I didn't listen to Adam. I'm not going to do as I'm told by you. You don't know anything. You're not knowing. You have no knowing. And that's where it is. Some man, she read some book that told her this is how it is, and she hasn't gone anywhere with her life. Dude, she is like years into this shit. When I figured it out in the beginning, I went to all of them. Ooh, that's funny. Do you see this? Do you know what that is? It's incense. It's cedar. I literally had it on my hand. Where did it come from? It fell out of one of my cards, to be honest. And it was in my hand. The power was in my hand. Going back to it, you fucking pissed me off. That's what it is, these false lights, bro. They're keeping people, I call them, I call most of these love readers, like Wolfman is another example. They keep people, it's like a methadone clinic. They keep telling them what they need to hear to keep, to keep them coming back. To soothe their suffering, because the misery loves the company. She can't tell you what it feels like to get to the other side of this, to be in union. I am in union with my men. I am not you. I'm not searching for them. I'm not trying, I do still fight the experience of when I have to face them. But it's not because I think I'm going to take them home. Take me. Come on, Holy Spirit. And that's it. You fucking assholes made me believe. And that's where you're really going to get fucked up. And none of this is God. God doesn't put you through that. You're putting yourself through that. That's what I try to teach you as the goddess of hell. He didn't put you here. You put yourself here. And your fucking pride won't let you walk out. What would people think if I admit I was wrong? Can't tell her nothing though, and that's what the whole video is about, is you can't be wrong. You always have to be right. Oh God, and then they showed me what they did to Lewis. All morning they're showing me that you're in, and that's it, as the wheel changed. I told you last night, guys, if you're not in happiness, abundance, and peace, well, I said it this morning, you got a whole wheel of this. You haven't learned your lesson. You're about to recreate the lesson for yourself to relearn. And it's maddening to see your face again. You're here again. Same place, same face, same shit, same disgrace. Did I not tell you lovingly, kindly, angrily? Have I not told you over and over and over to let go? And that's what she says. She's just repeating people's words, and that's what they are. They stand there from the pulpit repeating the words of us ancestors, but not walking in any understanding of those words. Focus. I need to get my guidebooks out. What did they get? What have we got? We got the light workers, the archangels. What's in here? Holy shit, I'm not doing a whole list. I guess I am. Alright, magic, Lumerians. What's this? Oh my God, these are so heavy. Let me take a breath. Okay. Again, you're like, what are you doing? I'm guided, bro. I know what to do. I didn't plan on going. I knew I was going to have to teach you, and they said I had to wake up teaching you. But this is it. It's like, watch how all of this comes in to answer to last night's message, and everything else has been building up to this, and it's always a build up to more bullshit. Am I really reading all these books? No way. Did you pull light workers? Okay, not the white light. But you pulled it even freaking... Yeah, confirmation to the bullshit. Breathe. Alright. The first card she pulls out was karma. She pulls out karma, bro, on herself. She said, does it mean good or bad? It means you're about to learn a hard lesson. That's what I pulled out last night. That's what I've been telling all of you. This is your karma, bro. What is karma? A lesson to be learned. It's not bad. It feels bad because it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's a lesson to be learned. And you're going to keep going through, quote unquote, your karma until you learn your motherfucking lesson. I learn quickly. I'm a fast fucking learner when I realize what's going on. I have to wait till God opens my eyes just like you, but I'm not stupid once he does so. Let's move on. I really wanted to teach you about the kindness of Christ. Then I became me again, and it's like, oh gosh. In essence, this is my job. I'm tasked to get you out of your own hell. I didn't fucking put you there. God didn't fucking put you there. You look like a fucking clown to me there. I've told you a million times how to get the fuck out of there, and you want to just sit there crying and looking fucking pathetic. Coming out here looking all scruffy and shit, like you ain't got no fucking self-confidence, no fucking self-esteem, nothing. You don't. Because you're still depending on yourself. All of you. This is going to be a place you are going to meet God, bro. Again, I told Lewis last night, you win today, but you're going to lose tomorrow. He's going to lose the win. He lost it. And that's it. All high and mighty. Look who's back to fuck. And again, was it you? Was it you? Were you not the best you could be? I told you. What did I tell you? God created everything about you. You're calling in a lose because you're a loser. And I told you, Ferrari is cursed. The second I said it, both of them, he took out both of you to say it. How do I know this? I see it, and I tell you what I see. Get the fuck out of there. Don't go in there. This has got bad. If you put this on you, but you already have, you align with it. It's your destiny. I'm trying to get you to jump out of your trajectory to get on a new timeline. And that's all that shit. And she's trying to say that shit, but she's the same old bitch. She's still even wearing a shirt from 2 years ago. Looking fatter than she was before in the same old house with the same old problems, talking about the same old shit. The conversation changes when you change. Just want to point that out. For the rest of you, welcome. Don't be that guy. That's how they are. They are God's... You're like, why is God doing this to you? Because he's going to use your life to show his power. Everybody wants to know why they're so important in my story. He's using you. You're a tool in his story. It will tell stories about you, but not the ones you think. They will tell how God never nevered you all. They told the story before it happened. It was in the Bible. I really was going to tell you. Again, I don't pull out the Bible because it'll scare the shit out of you. Let's get into this. I've got one really heavy one in front of me. These are intense. These were part of my first... Oh, no, it's the light workers. Okay, good. So I'm going to start with that. She of the Lotus. Okay. Last night I pulled out the Divine Feminine, and I told you how you have to work through your Divine Masculine, which is your God complex, your solar plexus, how the sun itself is pushing this to the surface, how you see yourself as worthy or unworthy of you know, where you place yourself in this, you know, powerful scheme of life. All right, the Divine Feminine, I explained to you the war inside last night. You're going to have to understand it. And as I kept telling her, you're a distorted masculine. All of us are. We wear the masculine skin. We wear God's skin. But inside of you is a goddess. And that hell know no fury than a woman's scorn. Your feelings is what's creating the madness outside of you. And I, the creation of those feelings, am here to guide you through them. Or you can let them eat you up and look like a fucking clown out here all the fucking time. It's just a story to be told. I get tired of looking at it, to be honest. She the Lotus. Let's see. Usa. I feel like let's spray something. What are we spraying? Cherry blossom. Japanese. Cherry blossom. Makes the room smell good. Makes me feel good. Let's feel good. Alright, wrong book. Beyond Lumeria. These are all highest level of lights. I'm not even going to try to explain this to you right now. Just try to keep up. You can't just grab on for the ride of your life. What number is that? 43. Get on my nerves. It's like, geez, you're such an idiot. You are still being an idiot. You always were an idiot. In the sense of, not this lifetime. You're going to have to wake the fuck up. Alright, and that's it. It's like you've always followed lead, bro. You've done this in so many lifetimes, bitch. So many lifetimes you have chased this man. When are you going to own your power and he'll chase you? Not like this. Not like this. And that's really what's happening. Look at the cards. They're chasing me. They're losing me and they're terrified and they're facing their shadows. They're realizing they were fucking wrong. And all I wanted to do was love them and they're losing love. That actually looks like me. This is looking at the picture. That looks a lot like you. Could be me. In the sense of, it's like, you know, they say the Divine Feminine attracts and doesn't chase. They're attracted to me because I'm, you know what I mean, repelled by them, if you will. I want to know the truth. But it wasn't that way. The dynamics weren't that way. My heart was attracted to them, and I had to break my ego, as they shall. They'll have to break their manhood to come and just and walk in those feelings. It does work, but not the way you see it. You see this as that you win. No, you lose first. You show them that it's okay to lose yourself and your feelings. You show them that it's okay. I've shown my men that it's okay, but still they're fearful. That's why they haven't made the choice. I can show you. I can show you the way. Which is meaning the fall into the pits of hell and the ascension. It's part of it. But if you don't actually do it, they're not going to do it. They're looking to you. Supposedly, you're so fucking wise and you fucking know everything. So they're looking to you. How is God working in your life? What's going on in your life? And they see. They think it's me. They think I'm magical. I told you. God's magical. I just work with him. You know what I mean? The magic is him. And everything he made. The knowledge of, you know, how that works. Anyways. Oh, here we go. Shadow work, addressing disordinance, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness, the beautiful lotus that grows from the murky waters. Disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Ooh, that would be God. Damn, I told you, on page 112 and 113... Oh, Lord, what does this mean? Well, I mean, I told you it was building up to this. It's your fucking karma. And you have to do your shadow work, and you have to, you know, see your downfall and the flip side as a superpower. Meaning, you know, I hear Kanye, we all fall. It all falls down. Yeah. Why do we fall? So we can learn. We can relearn how to live again. I will survive as long as I know how to love. I know I'll stay alive. I've got so much life to live. I've got so much love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. And that's it. This is the bitch that nobody's shown no love, dude. I got no love from, like, nobody. I have Mr. Plum. He was great. A couple of people along the way. But ultimately, it wasn't until I was, like, over 40 before people were starting to be kind to me. And that was because I was starting to be aware. But in the essence of, it's like, you know, she talks about it's the self-love, dude. And you have to trust and love and love. How much do you love yourself, dude? If you loved yourself, you wouldn't be sitting there doing this to yourself all day, every day, every day, all day, every day. And that's what I said. Bobby doesn't love himself, bro. He'll sacrifice himself. We talked about the 27 Club. We talked about all this. You don't love yourself. If you really did, you wouldn't do what, you know what I mean? And that's why I cry about, you know, not loving myself during my periods. Not admitting that I do have a weakness. And it's during a certain period where I literally am a weak little, you know, I'm a weak woman. We have to have our limits. We have to meet it. And that's why I said, how did I win the battle with, you know, my dark twin flame? I surrendered. How did I win the battle with all of them? I surrendered. I stopped running from Bobby. I just gave into it. I stopped running from Ross. I gave into it. I stopped running from them, and I just loved them. The way that God made me love. It's not about the love that I got back. It was that I loved loving them. Love you all. But I denied that feeling to myself, trying to be, you know, honorable and do the right thing because of my pride. Saying you were undeserving and all of these great things. Now, after you learn how to fight through people you don't want to love, naturally you're just loving. But you're still you. And that's the Christ thing. Let's go back into it. Originally, the title for this oracle was going to be The Language of Light. It was not actualized in that incarnation, and the layers of the meaning needed to be honored. The fuller spectrum I was guided to bring through also included the shadow. Hey, can I ask you for a favor?
What?
Would you go down and get lunch for me? Grab 3 of them. I don't know what it is. It's always good. I'd rather eat their lunch than make a lunch. They're down there serving lunch. Yeah, go ahead. She hasn't gone out since earlier. Put some pants on. There's a lot of people and families and stuff going on. My shadow encountered... I'm just saying, I'm kind of hungry. Who knows what they're having for lunch? It's always good.
I'll put on my piercing.
No, no, not today. I said no.
I wore it outside.
You wore it 2 days ago outside. They saw you. Trust me, when you wear something like that, people notice.
I'm only for like half a day.
Exactly, and I told you not to do it because you ruined the whole outfit for a day. I told you. Just throw in some pants and go down.
I don't have a brown one either.
Well, that sounds like you got, you know, to get...
So you want to put on pants in this?
Whatever you want. You don't have to get fully ready. You're just going downstairs. I mean, at least cover your private parts. Jesus. Jeez. She wants to wear a corset and gets all dressed up. And then after I say no, then she's like, then what am I supposed to wear? How about just fucking clothes, bro? Just go... I have battles dealing with all types of mentalities, bro. It's not a superiority, it's a freaking surrender. I'm not going to try to make you understand this. I know where you're coming from. Can we just compromise? Can you understand the little thing that I'm trying to get you to understand? Which is like, I'm hungry. Can you go get me some food? Like, it doesn't need to be all extra. Alright, anyways. And then she's like, no, I have to dress up and I have to be all beautiful. I had that mentality, yes, I know. But you're only, I mean, I guess. Whatever. Ha! It's too much. I'm trying to read a card. Anyways, in hindsight, choosing to deepen the message of balance that the Lumerians were bringing forth through work meant I had to experience my shadow. These crystals that you say all the time, these are Lumerian clear quartz, Lumerian seed clear quartz crystals. Inside of them are little lines, you see them, that help you with shadow work. They're designed to help you go into your dark spaces. That's why they stay here all the time. You see it? Yeah, you see it. Anytime you go and find them, you'll find them. They come like that. They're imbued with codes and stuff. Secret codes. Clear codes to get you through this shit. Okay? My shadow encounters brought light into nooks I didn't know I had. And that's it. I didn't know I had such passion for Bobby. And that's it. Logically, I kept trying to figure out why are you so attracted to it. You tried to, and then you just surrender to the not knowing. And that's what she tries to say, but it's like, you have to act in this, idiot. You're acting a fool out here. If there is a way to fast track your growth, it is by being real with the shadowy or unloved parts of ourselves. And that's it. She's trying to say that, that's Kanye. That's where I'm trying to break him. It's like, guys, just admit that we're broken and we're hurt and we're weak. From there, we can grow. If we admit that there is a problem, we can start working on the problem areas of our lives. Yes, once you get in there, you realize you got a much bigger problem than what it looked like on the surface. But that's how we start rebuilding. You know what I mean? There's a big hole, an absolute hole that is sucking up all of our energy, time, and emotions. And it's linked to a lot of sadness in there. And we have to go in there and start repairing these holes. You're a fucking strainer to goodness. I could take you out today, have a great day with you, but you're going to still be wholly full of shit later on this afternoon when you go back home and feel empty. Hey, Russ, I want to hang out with your sister, bro. She's actually a good person in there, bro. She really is. She's suffering, bro. She needs a friend. She means no harm to nobody. She really doesn't. She just needs a good friend. She needs a friend, bro. Can you, tell her to unblock me? She needs a friend. She's not a bad person, bro. She's trying to find it just like the rest of them. She's a whole-ass kid, dude. She's just trying to do what's right. She's following her mom's steps. She's going to school for psychology. She's trying to fit in with the cool kids. She's trying to be healthy. She's trying to fucking, you know what I mean, be spiritual. She's just trying to be a girl that everyone likes. And she's getting a lot of rejection out there, bro. And I see myself in her, the innocent parts. I see in Allie. Hey, Allie, have you met Russ's sister? She's really kind. She's just like us. Hey, have you listened to Ali Gatte's music? I need to tell that bitch to unblock me. In essence, dude, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just misguided. And that's all it is you can't tell Kelly shit. You can't tell Kanye shit. If they won't accept any guidance, dude, then they're just gonna be, you know what I mean? Them. Shit. You're just gonna stay in the shit, bro. When are you going to open yourself up to something new? A new belief system, a new possibility, a new idea, and then maybe the fact that you just didn't know. I forgive you for not knowing, but you think you know it all. And you choose what you want to know. You choose what to accept and what to reject. There was time when the concepts of shadow work and self-love seemed relevant, but it was vague to... And self-love doesn't mean pampering yourself all the time. It takes discipline to sit there and file your nails and cut your toes and fucking shave your fucking legs and dye your fucking hair and fucking rip you you know what I mean? Pluck your eyebrows and fucking wax your fucking mustache. It takes just as much self-love, that I gotta do with my car. I gotta roll around all in that shit. Scrubbing every nook and cranny. Why? Because I love my car and my car is an expression of me. Self-love isn't just, the good stuff, bro. It's a lot of bad stuff. It's a lot of pushing yourself to, you know what I mean, to honor yourself. And in the beginning, my first video is talking about, I'm starting to become, I have an affection towards Tree that I'm denying. Because my pride because I say he's not worthy because of all these reasons. Because of his age, basically. That's it. If you go back to Ali, what was it? His age. And then I found out we really had a big problem, which was his religion. I didn't know it was there for over a year and a half. I didn't know his religion. I mean, it was obvious, but I didn't know what he believed and what they believed about people like me. And he didn't know what we believe about people like them. And that's where we learn about each other's beliefs, and we learn to believe differently and change our belief systems by experiencing, culture and understanding, having compassion, shit like that. But anyways, self-love is, the video is my spirit won't let me go forward because I just won't admit that he's worth loving and this could be good for me. My pride won't let me do this, and my spirit's but give yourself a chance to take a chance at a guy, but he's going to reject me. But are you not worthy of trying? And that goes back to, Lewis. I had to face myself and my insecurities and my loathing, self-loathing ways of how I felt unworthy to Loser Lewis. And Marshall too. I was too busy trying to stand tall next to Marshall, let alone, you know what I mean, see myself equal too. I was always like ashamed that he was watching me. I felt he was too good to see, you know what I mean? But in essence, he was watching himself. Or what could have been if he'd give himself, you know, a chance to make mistakes. Yeah, it was painful. And that's where Mr. Rogers and you're learning difficult lessons as I'm wiping the tears and the snot off my face. I went out there, you told me to be brave. Yeah, but look at it. And it's not as bad. All it does really hurt is your pride. You're embarrassed because, you know, everybody saw you and you didn't win. But you did win because you fought your fear. You overcame your own fear. So you did win. And you learned a lot about yourself losing. In the essence, I'm a loser. Why are you single still? Because I'm still learning. But it doesn't mean that I didn't gain love and affection and passion and all of this stuff from all these men. All these men that I went to go love, fuck, they love me like crazy. Like you wouldn't believe. It's uncontrollable. But their fucking pride won't let them, just like it was me. I love you unbelievably, uncontrollably, but my pride is going to keep you on that side. Until I love myself enough to, like, really just love the shit out of you. And that's where they feel bad, because they can see it. She really fucking loved me. She just wanted to love me, and I just wouldn't let her. Yeah, but I understand, because I wouldn't let myself love you either. It's a thing. You teach yourself, and you teach, you know, if it is your counterpart or whatever, you teach everyone. The shadow work and self-love seemed relevant, but it was vague as to what they really meant. And that's it. You know, Russ thinks it means buying himself cars and taking himself on lavish trips and his family. It means this is, you know, love is spending money. Because that's what he was taught. They didn't love me because they didn't give us stuff. That's not, you're going to learn all of this. Again, this is your karma. You must overcome your curses, your belief systems that keep you back. Not friendly. What did it say? Not friendly. Do not pet. I like that. You look great. Those shoes, dude.
They're really good.
Well, they get bought. That's what the problem about having white tennies. That's why everyone got to fucking replenish their Nikes. You want to know the secret to keeping white? You guys want to know the secret? It's not bleach. It's baking soda and peroxide. That's how you keep your whites white. Why do you think they put it in everything? Yep, it's old school. They learned the old crafts and they started, you know, messing with it, branded it, made it smell good, and here you go. You're gonna pay $9.95. But yeah, that's how you keep your whites. Yep. Anyway, she's like, they're all white on the top, but then she looks at the bottom and they're all dark from the 3 days she's worn them. That's how it works. Don't step on my white Nikes. That's why you gotta always have a fresh white tee. No, you could just wash it like me. Well, anyways, going back to it. I knew the next part of my journey was exploring them, but how that would happen was quite mystifying. The shadow and self-love are big topics to unpack, and unravel them took on quite an adventure. And that's, you know, Russ saying that it, you know, we had to unpack that, but now we got to get back to life. You wish. How'd that work out, Kanye?
I'll be back.
You can't. Once you pull it all out, you don't even want the life you had. You realize that the things you were chasing were part of this unhealed life. Once you really unpack it, there's nothing. You're free. You're free to have every adventure now. You don't have anything that's holding you down. You have no ties to anything. You're a fucking free spirit. You could do as you please because there's nothing holding you. Again, I have no ties. If God says, and that's how he likes it. That's the way, I like it. If he says today, like a fart in the wind, pack up your stuff, we're leaving. We can go. What is my excuse? What is my tie? What is my reasoning? What is my belief? What is my attachment to this place and this time? None. I'm free to have that an adventure whenever he says. But if I believe I can't leave because I don't have money, or believe I can't do it because the kids, we can't, this, or I can't leave this job, or I don't, all these fears. I believe I can't do something because of what I don't have. The whole thing is that I've learned is I can do anything without anything because God can make everything happen. And that is the mystery in these stories I will teach you among all other things. My life is to show you that God is real and how He's worked and He's mystifying, and all of His wonders were always put in these books before we got here. And we are nothing but walking characters in the books they saw in visions in their head. They envisioned us in this time. And I can tell you what the future holds. As your oracle and lightworker, we envision the future as they did. We write the books of the future as they wrote our future. We write theirs. We rewrite the stories of time. His story. Now going back to it, how do you become what I am? Science calls it, I'm a transcendental being. I've transcended the conscious. It starts in, it's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In the beginning, there's you, where you're trying to suffice your basic needs. You start to release your needs and desires, and you start to desire and need more, and then you start to realize that your needs and your desires are being met outside of you, and that you didn't need this. You didn't actually have control, but the control is just in your beliefs. How do you become an alchemist? You change your beliefs. You can build from what you believe on. You can take the raw substance and create out of nothing. But again, you can't do that when you're filled with already sustainable beliefs. And that goes back to, all these laws of relativity. I can't say it, Benjamin Franklin. Relativity. You have all of these laws. He came and broke it. And there's always someone that's going to break the ceiling. And that's what Pac said the other day in my short. It's like they tell you what you can, and they tell you what the limit is, but there's no limit. And that's where the Erotesic took you. And that's where religion stops you. You stop here. You answer to us to get to God. That's where I come and we break down the temples. God lives within you, as so said Christ. But so does this imaginary person that you said is the devil. It's not. It's your feelings. It's primordial. It was given to the first angel that was ever created, named Lucifer. He ruled over those dark feelings, as did I. He gave it to the first human creation, was these dark feelings of masculine and a feminine. We must overcome them, and that's all he taught us. He taught us how to overcome the flesh, how it feels, what it wants, what it thinks, what it sees, how it speaks, the things it listens to. He told you how not to listen to that type of shit. Don't entertain bullshit like that. Don't be in low vibrational conversations. Don't look at people suffering. Don't look at this stuff that makes you weak. Don't speak weakly about yourself or about others. He taught us how to overcome our flesh. But we have to wear it. And yet he wore it. And he showed us that it can be done. And so did Melchizedek, and so did Metatron. Do you know the book of Enoch? Do you know who Elijah was? Do you know who these men were? They were spirits in the flesh that had names just like you, that are challenged with the same tasks just like you. And it took them many times. You only know them in their highest form. You don't know how many times. I come to tell you how many times I've done this. You don't know how many times it took them to overcome the flesh. You have to go through the darkness to get to the light. Because first there was darkness. And then there was light. We've got to go through our darknesses to find our light. And our darknesses is just our experiences. And how the body feels and thinks about what has happened to us. I'm here to teach you how to think differently and feel differently about it. You can change your whole genetic programming. You can tell your body. You do it all the time. You're like, no, I'm not hungry. Bitch, you hungry. You hella hungry. I'm not tired. Kids over there. No, I'm not tired. Yeah, the fuck you is. And that's self-love. I'm tired, though. I'm sorry, I can't. It's like I gotta be a weak-ass bitch and act like I'm, like, not 40 years old, but I really am. And like I said to, that guy I offered daytime sex, I was like, bro, I want to go to bed early. I want to curl up and be snuggled up, early. I wake up early. I want to do this. I'm old. I'm one of those people. I shop at Walmart before the people get there. Like, I'm old. And that's it. It's like self-love is honoring the limits to yourself. Pushing them, yes, but honoring them. I knew the next part of my journey was exploring them, but how that would happen was mystifying. The shadow and self-love are big topics to unpack, and unraveling them took me quite on an adventure. Unfortunately, I thought shadow work was about digging up as many issues as possible and being present with them, meaning wallowing in them without tools for expanding awareness. That is Kelly, just sitting in your own pain and suffering. I found myself drowning deeper in the upset and in the upset of it all, and creating more of it in the process. My journey for clarity took me to Cambodia, where I met and mastered the art of perspective and indirectly finding growth points in a way that spoke to my being rather than my mind. Stop. This is God's blessing to you here. When I woke up, I said, why the fuck am I in America? Because you're not like us. In the sense of, in order to get what I'm giving you, you have to go to the farthest lengths of the world. It was not taught to Western civilization. You didn't have access to this. And now, by the grace of God, it's pouring out everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Spiritual enlightenment is being pulled out everywhere. But it was taught forever on that side of the planet, and it was rejected on this side of the planet. Western civilization held on to religion and casted out the spiritual side of this, which was Jesus, ultimately. They took his words and they threw him away. They locked him away from you. They took his words and locked him away. The other side of the world knew the spiritual aspect of all of this. And that ultimately was the fight. That's the fight between religions and countries right now, is beliefs. Religious beliefs and power and control. You know what I mean? If, in the perfect scheme of things, that we could just ask our brother, you know what I mean? We all have resources, and that's what it is. God made us dependent off of all of each other. There's not one land that's more prosperous than the other. I can't have good food in Colorado without the help of Florida, California, and Texas. But they can't have the fresh air and the water without us. We all need all parts of each other. You know what I mean? We need to work with the British. We need the resources from all countries. And then rather than, working together, it became a war of dominance where we're going to overtake your resources. What is Trump doing? Trying to bring all resources back to America so that we own all the resources. He said he was, oh God, that was really great though. They're taking back our fucking Statue of Liberty. We no longer stand for freedom. The French are taking back our Statue of Liberty. Why are they doing it? They're exerting their power because he did it first. Who does it best? We're all looking powerless to this. We're all looking powerless, trying to show how powerful we are. Instead of just admitting we need your help.
She ate a whole bunch of beans before she started throwing up. And she showed this one was.
What was for lunch?
I don't know, I didn't check that. I went outside.
Okay. And that's what it is like we'd rather than helping, we'd rather just, destroy and take over. And that's what the wars are about in all of this. It's like, why can't we just help each other? I have some shit we can, it was the trades. Going back to the British, you bastards. You know what I mean? It's like they controlled the waters. They controlled the resources. They controlled it down to the fucking natives. You know what I mean? So, yeah, naturally God's taking away everything that you guys used as control against others. All your resources that you used, you know what I mean, to make yourself powerful and make others weak, he's taking away from you, as he did the Egyptians and as he did to the Hebrews. He said he did to everyone, bro. Just forget it. Going back to North Korea, he took, you know what I mean, their leader took away all their resources so that they turned to him and made himself God. That's what they've always done. They take away your power. But I tried to teach you. You can grow your own food. You can own your own animals. You can make your own clothes. We can build our own houses. We know where electricity comes from. We know how to freaking, you know what I mean? They can take away the things that they made, but they can't take away our knowing. They can't take away what the ancients have passed down to us. And that's where it goes back to. They can take your bleach. They can keep putting the fucking price tag higher and higher on things. But you come back to one of my ancients, like myself, I'll show you. I'll show you how to fix your problem with using nothing more than the earth that God gave us, because that's what they're raping. They've made you dependent on the material world and their materials. But their materials are free to us of the world and the land that we, you know what I mean, that God gave us. They tried to say they owned the land. Sound familiar? Let's go back to our shadows. My journey for clarity took me to Cambodia, where I met, and that's it. It's like you had to leave your life and go search for understanding in the farthest, you know what I mean, places of the world. And it's the journey. That sparked a 3-month journey into the farthest reaches of myself. I realized I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance to do. Hey.
I know you're doing.
Hey. I love you. She's just having fun with you. She's not verbal. She's usually only when she's playful. She sounds very vicious too. She really exerts it. Watch her. She sounds like she's killing someone. But she's doing baby bites. She pulls on their socks and runs circles around them.
She'll bite my shoes.
Yeah, she'll take their shoes and start running with them. But it's baby bites because she knows if she tears up that shoe, I'm going to whoop her ass. I'm going to spank her. I'm going to scream at her. So she just tries to exert her little bit of power, running in circles. Doesn't she sound great? Her bark. She doesn't really have a bite. Not really. Anyways, going back to it. Years of trying, it said that I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance. And that's it. You thought yourself so powerful and a know-it-all, and that you got it all figured out, and that you were all these things. Your identity. You lose your identity. You have to unlearn it. And there's a lot of self-acceptance too. I'm still great even though I don't have all the shit. And that's going back to it. It's like I am more powerful now, having left the material world and restarting to rebuild my material world, than I ever was in my material world. You know, coming back to Bobby all those years later, he's like, "Are you homeless?" I've mastered the world of living without a home, yes. Homeless, I wouldn't consider myself that, but if that's what you want to call me to make yourself feel powerful and me feel weak, sure. But ultimately, you know, going back to your home, you want to invite me into your home? How pretty is your home? You're so proud of your home? Is it clean? Anyways, the years of trying to do my best that I could be created constructions in my self-identity. My striving wasn't as healthy as I thought. By discarding traits that seemed ugly or hindering, I was also rejecting sides of myself that were quite wonderful. They were two sides of the coin. And that's what it says. You know, Jonica's she's so hurt by the fact that I put up a picture of her hair. Her natural hair. She is so hurt by it, dude. It is killing her. Why? You don't know black women hair. My sister's hairs look like that. Most black women's hair looks like that. You don't know the story of the first multi-billionaire black woman who decided...
I remember watching her.
Right? She's so ashamed. She's so hurt. She's so mad. She wants revenge. For what? What did I do? Did God not create you with beautiful black hair?
She
that
lost
you
all
try
her hair.
that
That was and she started making a beauty brand because of it.
and that was it. It's like, you don't honor what you are. And yet every black woman that I see out there that wears their hair naturally, I always tell them how beautiful it is.
Well, kids running around.
You're trying to be something you're not. And it costs a lot of money. And he doesn't, and that's what I laughed about. He spends all that money to make you look like something you're not. You spend all that money looking like something you're not, trying to be a girl, trying to be a Barbie. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B showed you. She's mixed. She got mixed hair. But in essence, it's just how black hair is. You know what I mean? Going back to Doja Cat. This is your hair. You can hide it, you can shave it, you can everything, but you're denying your culture. You're denying the truth. And as funny, as ashamed as you were, we had this white bitch out there for 2 days trying to tell you her beautiful and how she makes her curls so pretty and how pretty her hair is. And then she has this huge glob of hair that came out after a shower. And all I could see was that movie, The Craft. It's like, you were so proud of your fucking hair and now it's coming out by the handfuls. You fucking bitches tried to make these bitches seem like they ain't pretty because they ain't got hair like you, and look at your hair falling out. Kim Kardashian, that's all wigs, bitch. That's all wigs. She's been wearing wigs forever. She's trying to dress up just like the rest of you. She's not proud. She wasn't proud of her body. Neither was her sister. They cut, you know what I mean? They cut their bodies up and try to be what everybody wants them to be. They're not proud of who they are.
I'm proud of me.
The parts that they're rejecting of themselves that are quite wonderful. I'm not going to hang out with you, Kim, like that, bro. You're not putting on makeup and dressing yourself up like you're better than a bitch. You're going to dumb your ass down and you're going to look beautiful looking dumb out here. You're not going to try to make yourself big in my presence. You're going to surrender and be small and see how beautiful you are just wearing a fucking hoodie and some Nikes. You don't have to be that bitch. Your mom told you had to be this bitch. Your mothers told you guys had to be these bitches, down to my boys. This is how you get a man. But yet, your mom doesn't have one. This is how you be a man. Yet, your mom couldn't keep one. Does Anthony Hamilton know how to drive a fucking car? Because he sure want to tell you how to drive a car. You're told, and you do as you're told, but that's not who you are. And going back to it, Jonica, now I understand why you don't, you know what I mean, why you ain't taking baths with your boyfriend. Because you're not going to come up out of the water the way he wants you. It's not. Why can't you just be beautiful? Why do you have to put beauty on? It's nice to be pampered, I guess, yeah, and come out feeling beautiful every time. But did you go in feeling ugly? You weren't beautiful until you did all of this? I didn't find myself beautiful. But that's because people told me I wasn't. And I had to really look deep at myself to see if it was true. Was I anything they said I was? It wasn't true. I'm gonna cry for you. I don't even like you. But I care about you. In ways you don't care about yourself. That's why I hated it. It's like, dude, don't be me. Being me isn't going to make him love you anymore. He loved you when he met you. When you were just being you. Just like I did. I loved him when I met him. When he didn't have it figured out. And he was just trying to figure out things. And then, he came out trying to say that he knew everything. And that he was all powerful. And it's like, I don't see that. First off, that's not who you are. And the guy that I loved doesn't seem to exist because apparently this is who you're trying to be. Maybe I was in love with a version that isn't real, or you don't want to be the version that I'm in love with. The story goes back with Bobby, dude, when I really melted. He tells me this story. We're talking about, we're on a date. I'm trying to get to know him, I guess. Ultimately, no. He keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm not talking to him. And I realize he's a fuckboy, and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of this guy, but whatever, we'll go through these things. I'm on a date with him, and we're talking about kids and stuff. I've got kids, and I'm divorced, so I've got to ask him. You know how the conversation goes. What about you? Tells me I had a good thing, but I fucked it up. He didn't just tell me he fucked it up. He told me the details of how he fucked this up. This was bad. This was a bad thing. It's like, oh shit, you did her like that? Yeah. And she fucking left, and I never heard from her again. It's like, whoa. I was like, and what about children? Nah, I don't think I can make children. In the sense of, I've been fucking and that ain't happening. Right? He tells me his weaknesses. He tells me he's a bad guy. He tells me he's made mistakes. He tells me, you know what I mean? What brought him to me. How, you know what I mean? He hasn't had what I had and why he hasn't had it. And, it's okay. So imagine my surprise when I see him 5 years later and he's married with kids. Wow. But in essence, I fell for his vulnerability. Russ, when I met Russ, I went to a concert just guided. I was actually just driving. I was going to pick up people from the concert, and I got there early. My spirit said buy a ticket, and I was front row. It was Russ. And afterwards, shortly after, I'm serious, it was real quick. Afterwards, he announced that he was canceling his tour because he was dealing with mental health issues. And I found that so honorable that he, that he put his mental health before his, his material world. I didn't know the guy, I didn't know anything about the guy, but this is my first impression of the guy, that he has weaknesses. If you listen to my, what I love about fucking Marshall, it's his weaknesses. Not his strengths, but his weaknesses. I'm attracted to them. I find them sexy. I find the fact that you're just human sexy. Because aren't we all? Pain and suffering. I'm attracted to it. But not when you sit in it and use it all powerful or play victim to it. It's attractive that you've been through some shit and you've overcome some shit and you've learned some shit. It's not attractive when you won't go through it and you think you know it all. It's not attractive at all. Going back to, Jonica. I care about her, and I feel for her when she's just an innocent little girl that don't know shit, and she's just trying to make her way. I feel for her. When she looks to her boyfriend to find all the right ways of, you made it big, and being with you will make it big, and I can figure out how to do this. I can relate to that. But when she comes out here as a cocky-ass, Aries season, big fat forehead, and I'm a badass bitch, and I know it all, and I'm gonna crush the world, it's like, bitch, you ain't shit. You went from, you went from a hero to zero in my eyes. Meaning, the hero is just taking the journey and understanding that I don't got this figured out. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I'm making some really ugly mistakes along the way. But no, these people want to make you think they got it all figured out, and they're perfect along the way. But the only thing that made Jonica is Jonica dressing up as a white girl. Because when Jonica puts on her black girl, they don't want her. When Jonica puts on music, they don't want her. When Jonica does all this shit, they don't want her. But she's willing to do whatever, like her boyfriend, whatever they want to be liked. But they don't like themselves. And they're trying to prove themselves through their works to other people. And that's, all of my soul tribe. Down to Kelly. She's trying to prove her strength and her understanding about the twin flame journey through her channel. Marshall's trying to prove his strength and understanding through his music. Lewis is trying to prove his strength and understanding through his career. Fucking Bobby's trying to prove his strength and understanding through his family. That's not your identity. And your strength isn't in your weakness of giving, surrendering, sacrificing yourself to all these things. You couldn't come swimming with me, Jonica, because of your hair problems. You made it a problem by putting fake hair in your hair. By not working with the hair that you have and always needing more hair to make yourself feel pretty. You haven't learned to work with what you have and be pretty. You didn't need big boobs to be pretty. You're pretty. But now they don't see your face, they see your boobs. They don't see your face, they see your ass. They don't see your color because you're not wearing it. And that's Lewis. Lewis doesn't want to be just some black guy. He wants to make black people proud. But you're not when you're denying who they are. When you're trying to be royal and forget that black people are this. They're inventive, they're loud, they're outspoken, they're greasy. And we got ashy elbows and shit. And we got fuzzy hair. And we cook good food. And we speak real shit. And we watch out for each other. And we fight for it. And you know what I mean? It's like Michael Jackson. And the whole fucking Jackson family, bro. Whitewashed. Just like Jesus, just like Mary Magdalene. They weren't white, bro. It was impossible for them to be white in that side. You know what I mean? You should have been black and proud, bro. Black lives totally matter. Down to your skin. Your hair was created... I'm Egyptian, bitch. I'm Egyptian, bitch. What do you think my hair was like? That's not true. Do you know why? It keeps the Asians, Puerto Ricans. It keeps the Asians, Puerto Ricans, the Europeans saying that your culture. But look at the truth that we all turn to your culture. That we all turn to your cultures. When we get a passport, the first thing we're doing is coming to your country to see how you live. We've come to spend our money with you, our time with you, to eat your food, to learn your music, to learn your ways. Americans want nothing more than to come to your foreign lands, to take a picture to say that they were part of your worlds. But what happens to you when you come to our world? Are you met with the same kindness? No. I honor you out there. And I'm sad for what, you know what I mean? Looking at Jonica, she doesn't know. You look at her and you think she's this bougie bitch from California. She's a beautiful country girl from Indiana, bro. That if she showed that, that'd be so much more sexy. That'd be so much sexier than just another fucking bougie bitch from California. Hey, bro, my Californian is tight, but my Coloradan is all... Hey, bro, my Californian is tight, but my Coloradan is where it's at. I got that Cali in me. But my homeland, bro, colorful Colorado, I'm full of color, bro. All the colors of the rainbow. I don't think we're going to go past this card, which means I'm going to have a lot more readings ahead of us. They're all out here. For those of you that want to go further without me, because again, I have to live my life, and you might really be dying for more understanding, and that's what this is your desire to understand more. I'm going to stop on this card, and I'm going to pick the future cards, or future prediction, and it's all going to be together. I'm going to do that. But, you know, this is really it, bro. The shadows are the parts of you that you deny, bro, that you repress because you're embarrassed by it, because somebody made you think they were no good. The way I talk, the dirty shit, and everything about me, you know, I tried to tone that shit down so that I could fit in. The louder I am, the more I stand out, and the more I don't need to fit in. I'm bigger than the places I go. I realized I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance to do. The years of trying to be the best that I could be created constructs in my self-identity. My striving wasn't healthy as I thought. By disregarding traits that seemed ugly or hindering, I was also rejecting sides of myself that were quite wonderful. Things that were two sides of a coin. Do you really know how to ride a horse, bitch? I always said I wasn't jealous, but you got me there. A girl from Indiana probably does know how to ride a horse. I'm jealous. No, I'm not. I'm envious. You have a lifestyle that I hadn't had. A basic lifestyle that you had in the boring land that you were born. There was no horses in the streets with me. It's that simplistic. It's like you wanna be a bad bitch like me. I wanna ride a horse like you. You know what I mean? It's like we want what others have, but we can do those things too. But it doesn't mean we have to put on the skin and become that person. We can have those experiences. You want some straight experiences? You want to roll through the hood? I'll show you how the hood gets down. But in the essence, I promise you, it's not where you want to be. This is where I want to be. Right here with my thug ones. Smoking on some... Alright, I guess. It's a frequency. We're street-like. But you don't really want to be about that world, dude. Rappers make it sound much better than it is. I showed you how hard it was. Many have, bro. It's not easy. You want street credit. For what? It's not going to get you anything in the banks, bro. You can't take this street credit to the bank, bro. It just is you know what I mean? It's just a code of conduct that we abide by. It doesn't really serve us. It's just our service to the streets. I'm hearing all of the West Coast right now. Come on, Pac. Focus. And that's it. It's like I tried to hide that from Bobby. I tried to hide everything, all these parts of who I really was and what I'd really been through. He's never going to love me if he knows this. He'll never accept me. They'll never accept me this way. I've got to lie. I've got to hide. I've got to make a new life for myself and forget everything that ever happened to me. And then they'll love me. 2 trailer parks girls go round me outside. Round me outside. I'm still going round you outside, bro. I'm a trailer park girl. I just never even... Actually, my mom did get a trailer one time. Actually. Yes, you know the story. In the essence of, you know... You still got the trailer park girls going around you outside. Oh, he wanted to be better than his situation, but if he just put it on, he'd realize that everybody's in that situation. You don't have to be a god of it. You could just be good at it. You're not a rap god. You're just a rapper that's good at it. You're just good at it. You're not my god. You know what I mean? It's like, sorry, buddy. 8 Mile, I have nothing on, you know what I mean? The Dago streets, all the streets I've been through. That's it. It's like, you know, you try to compete your trials to our tribulations, and we all still got fucked. We all got fucked. We all did the crimes, did the times, learned the lessons, trying to catch a blessing. You want that? You want to be hard? You don't. That's what makes us all fucked up, because we're so hard. We're so hard-headed that we can't enjoy the finer things of life. That's what this is all about, you know. When we discard any part of ourselves, we are throwing the baby out the bathwater. Often, our greatest strengths are our greatest weaknesses, and vice versa. When we reject or deny parts of ourselves, we end up feeling hollow, lost, and detached. Meaning you're trying not to be this version of yourself. This is who you are. And that's what I said, I'm being mean. This is who I'm just trying to be nice, but I am mean. I'm not mean. It feels mean when I'm making fun of you. That's what's funny. It's like we can go and watch a comedian make fun of everyone else, and we're not supposed to feel bad. But then when we're in the presence of someone making fun of someone, we're supposed to feel bad. This really happened. I went tickets to Carlos Mencia in San Diego, and I took my coworker, and we went, and he did this whole show about handicapped people, bro. About a person in a wheelchair, and how he used them to get through Disneyland. It was this whole gig, bro. was his whole gig forever, for the whole show, was talking about, he made jokes about, he lightened the load about having a handicap, right? So we leave the venue, and we go over, and I'm knocking on the door, and I'm like, come on! You're being so rude! And then the door opens. My dog thought someone was really knocking at the door. You're a day late and $1 short, dog. No, they're going to rape and rob us before you ever wake up. Good thing we got the Holy Spirit clocks on the block outside the door. But anyways, going back to it. The door opens, and a person in a wheelchair comes flying out of this bathroom. And I laugh. I have just watched 45 minutes of them making fun of people in wheelchairs, and this person wheels their way right into my fucking energy, and I laugh, and I'm a bad person. Let me explain, or how about not? Go ahead and think I'm a bad person because I'm taking joy in the fact that life created this joke. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. I'm sorry that you take it so personal, bro. I'm sorry this hurts you. These words hurt you so bad. I didn't intend for them to hurt. I'm trying to find the fucking laughter in this shit. And what was funny to me is, what? Don't see it. Please don't make me say it. Alright, you ready? I love when my hair is done. Being a girl is fun. That's what's so fucking funny! Sorry. What did you just say? Her song? Being a white girl is fun to her. But being a black girl ain't fun. You don't want to be a black girl. You want to be pampered like a white girl. Black girls don't take bubble baths and do all that shit, bitch. Not to say that it's an entitlement. It's that, you know what I mean? Real black girls do that stuff, but it's not like what you say. You're looking for that pampered lifestyle. The song isn't being a girl. The song is being a fucking princess. Princess Diaries. And how lovely for your very powerful boyfriend to treat you like a princess. Doesn't make you a queen, bro. And honestly, and that's what I was laughing about, it's like, you're hiding who you really are. From yourself and from him and from your fans and from everyone. And I didn't seem to point it out. I didn't know it was such a weakness, but I have been saying it for a very long time. She don't know how to take care of her hair. You don't know how to take care of black hair? You don't wash your hair? You're out here always trying to... I always have pointed out her hair, and then I really saw it in the picture, why she hates it. My daughter has the same haircut. She cut it herself, and she wears it quite lovely. I'm dead ass. Milia! Milia, where you at? Can I show the internet your hair?
My hair?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to show them everything.
You can look at it now.
Okay, take it easy, Jonica. I don't know how to do this where they don't see everything. Hold on, I'm gonna put my finger. Where's the fucking camera? No, I don't want them to show our whole space. People be casting shit into our space. Sit over there. Oh, maybe not in front of the fucking map of where we live. Okay, turn around. Jonica's this fucking hair, bro. And she spends all day, she walks around with a brush all day. Fucking, you know what I mean? Brushing it out. But it's the same hair, bro. What's wrong with her hair? She wears it. It's the same haircut as yours, bro. You just don't know how to wear it and feel good about it. You want to fucking cover it up. Now, when she cut her hair like Britney Spears on her birthday, because she wanted to be acknowledged as a man, that was the fight. If you don't go back to it, that was the fight on her birthday, as she's wearing a dress right here. She was mad at me because I wouldn't see her in her masculinity, right? What really happened? She used my credit card to buy one of these things that cover her boobs that are for, those that want to be seen in the masculine form. Joan of Arc and shit. And I got mad at her and all of that, and then she stood in front of me and cut her fucking hair off. And then she ended up just wearing it. I've offered her 1 million haircuts. Her and my son, they won't let me. And then you got my son over here with the Beatles haircut that's just killing me. Killing me. Anyways, let's go back to this. It's like there's parts of us we don't like, but we have to learn to love them. Because nobody else is going to accept them if we keep hiding them. Jonica, you have to accept that that's what's underneath all of that. He knows it. Or are you really hiding it from him? You don't go, you know what I mean? Like, you guys don't take baths together and you don't swim and he doesn't know what your hair really looks like. Are you ashamed of it? You're ashamed of the very thing that makes you cultured? Because once again, we can't emulate that. There is no person on this earth that can put on black hair. We can put on your swag, we can put on your talk, we can put on certain things, we can't put on your hair. We can't make our skin as dark as you. That's not true, dude. Coming from, you know what I mean? My Latino we're pretty dark. But in the sense of, you know, it's like you're trying to be like us, but you and yourself was created in greatness. And that's the Asian girls. Dude, they're just fucking beautiful. Women are just beautiful, you know what I mean? You're beautiful to, you know, to the eyes that are looking at you. You don't need everyone to look at you. Realize how beautiful you are. And that you don't have to put beauty on, that you were made beautiful. Kim Kardashian is always trying to be beautiful. She doesn't understand that she was made beautiful before all of this. She's told that this makes her beautiful. Same as fucking Lewis with all those dress-ups and shit. He doesn't understand. They have to be told all the time. They need constant confirmation, and they're constantly working towards this understanding of identity. They need you to tell them who they are. And then they reject it when you tell them who they are. Accepting the shadow enough to bring them into daylight was usually all it took for them to dissipate. Their power dissolves, and I could see them for what they were, and rather were not. Paradoxically, self-love is a catalyst for transformation. That means when you look yourself, and that's where it started. I didn't like how my body looked, so I started doing stuff to change my body. And then when I stopped worrying about what my body looked like and I started accepting it, it started changing itself. I don't look like the picture I sent to Marshall, and it was only less than a year ago, where I'm trying to face him. I'm like, all right, what if he doesn't like what my body looks like? I'm at that place with you guys. I'm at that place in my healing journey where I'm ready to give myself to him. But what if he rejects my body? And that was always a good thing about Bobby. I knew he had seen my body. He'd been fucking me for years. He knows what my body is. No matter how much I don't like my body, he'd already had every part of it, so I could be comfortable. Even if I don't know what it looks like from that way, he had it. He's seen it. He's done it a million times. He knows what my body looks like. Parts of my body that I don't even know. He literally told me we had sex like 10, 12 times. In that amount of times, he knows what I look like with my clothes off, dude. I don't have to worry about what I look like. And I can look back and I was so much bigger back then. I was so much different. Well, actually not the first time I met him, but later, still. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? But when I came to a stranger that hadn't seen my body, and I'm scared that, you know what I mean? I'm overthinking it, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's not going to like my body. So I'm like, all right, I've got to face this fear. And I just was like, I sent him a picture of my, you know what I mean? Of what I don't like, what I hide. I was like, can you deal with this? And I was freaking out after I did it, and I think I even pulled it back, but the more it stayed there, I just asked myself, and I had to keep looking at it. Just kept looking at it. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? You know what I mean? What did you do? And the more I looked at the picture, the more I realized there's nothing not to like. I shouldn't be rejected for it. It's like, you know, I didn't like my body, so I thought other people wouldn't like it, and I learned to like it. Right? Alchemizing painful triggers is an opportunity for awareness that helps us reclaim more of ourselves. As the dense space begins to evaporate, we can be filled with more light. That goes back to, I'm seeing Kelly. Why don't you cut your hair, Kelly? Because you don't know if you'll be pretty without it. It makes you feel pretty. Don't do this right now. Guys, during the Mercury retrograde, they told you not to mess with your appearance. But in the sense of, I tell Russ all the time to cut his hair. He won't feel pretty if he cuts his hair. He thinks his power is from his lush, beautiful hair and this product he's trying to push on you. Okay, your hair looks nappy all the time. You look scroungy. You're always trying to put it under a hat or a hoodie. it's sweaty and long, and you don't brush it. And those of us that have long hair know. Going back to Allie. Fuck. I gotta braid my hair all the time. And that's it. It's like, I gotta do something with this shit. It's self-care. You know what I mean? But, you know, hiding it all the time, putting it under wigs and trying to make yourself, you know, bitch, you don't even look like the bitch I slept with last night. No, she is not that woman. She dressed up in a whole fucking costume for you. She's not that woman. She won't be that woman in the morning. She's not that woman behind closed doors. And that's what I mean. You're lying to people. You don't want them just to accept the truth of who you really are. There is nothing wrong with Russ's sister. She's really sweet and funny and kind and giving. She could have, there's no reason she shouldn't have a load of boyfriends. She just doesn't see herself as that. Or she doesn't see herself as pretty. And she thinks she has to be pretty to have a boyfriend. So she doesn't go around guys. That's it. She doesn't make herself available to be loved. Because why? I don't know. Again, she doesn't eat unhealthy food or any of this. She's told that, you know what I mean? She has to do something to be lovable. Just like her brother. Where does that come from? Their mother. Let's not talk about iPhone Mini. He's got his own problems, and I don't like him. I've come to, like, why don't you like my brother? I don't know. He's got a sliminess to him. He's more like your mother than you are. He's got that slimy, he's the oldest. He's most like her. He inherited most of her traits. I've come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. When we merge with the awareness with the moment-to-moment consciousness, densities don't even get a chance to form. We can then live and love even bigger. And this is true freedom, self-empowerment, and where authentic love and light can radiate. A true light bearer shines the light in all the corners so shadows can be acknowledged and released. Divinatory meaning. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to touch. Sensitivity in an area that can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, hidden corners. Accepting our shadow is the first part of restoring ourselves to wholeness in self-love. Peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, or fear, and bring them into the daylight. I was sure Bobby wasn't going to fuck with me when he realized I was homeless. It didn't stop him. I got to see him twice. It didn't stop him. What I have to offer doesn't stop how he feels about me. What you have to offer doesn't change how I feel about you guys. What you exhibit definitely bothers me, but my feelings can be redirected towards light. And that's it. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and reassimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. I didn't want, Bobby and Russ were competing to be like other guys. She's not going to like me if I'm not this guy. But it was you that I liked. It's you that I loved. It became competitive. It's like, that's where it comes from. I have to be like somebody else to receive the goodness of somebody else. No, just be you and you're going to receive all the goodness for being you. I loved Bobby just being Bobby. I loved Russ just being Russ. I loved, Lewis just being Lewis. It had nothing to do with his team and winning. I don't give a shit. Never really did. I liked the sport. I liked the sport that you were part of. I like the industry that you're part of. You know what I mean? Back to Logic. Logic isn't even really part of the conversation in the sense of, you know what I mean? I love him as a rapper. Didn't buy all of his albums and shit like that. Royce, I love the man and don't even know the man. I don't even care for his rap. Don't even know. He was on one song that I know, and that was with him and Bruno. With Bruno and fucking Marshall. Oh, and then there was a second one. I didn't know you. You don't have to prove to me who you are for me to prove that I love you. There's things about you that are not on the surface that are worth loving that I love. And they're actually your weaknesses. NF. And if you're still gonna, you know what I mean? That's what it is. It's like, wow. You're gonna love her when they take her tits, when she's just that? She's bald and no longer a woman? And why? Because she didn't honor what it really meant to be a woman. She tries to show everyone she's the best woman. But she doesn't honor what it means to be a woman. And that's fucking Kim, trying to show everyone she's the best woman, but doesn't honor what it means to be a woman. And that's you over there, Jonica, trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to show everyone that you're this type of woman, but you don't honor what it means to be this type of woman. We're not a type. There's not a type of us. You're trying to be a type. But when you meet a woman like that, you realize there's more to that woman than what you thought made her powerful. And that's where it goes back to Kim, bro. When Kim, I seen it yesterday, Kim, it was pretty cool. It was scary. They showed me it. You want to hear what I saw, Kim? So you finally come to the, we'll just call it the village for right now. You come. And naturally, we all wear just regular clothes. I'm like, all right, get her ready. And naturally, the first part is always a baptism. Once you come to my community, we have to have a baptism. And so I go to meet Kim in the baptism, but she doesn't know, and neither do they, that I've called for all of the men into the waters too. And I have to make her face the truth in the waters. What's going to happen when they know that naked Kim Kardashian is in this water? And can she face the truth of what the power she's used is in front of her? Can she face Kanye and all of us in the water naked with her, and what she's used and the power that's in their minds from what she's done? She's completely vulnerable. You wanted to be all powerful with your body, but now you're here with no clothes, and you're completely naked in front of the men that you wanted to own. And now what? How do you feel knowing that they're sitting there, all of them, lusting over you right now, and all they can think about is doing terrible things to your body? And the guys are sitting there just as well. They have to wear the sin of lusting over her in this water. And that's the whole thing. All of you, I wash you of your sins. Go under the water and never think of these things again. And that's it. And they have to go back and they have to sit in them. And that's the beginning of her coming to my community. That's what they told me to do with you, Kim, when you come. Is to hang you naked in front of all the men that always wanted to see you naked. And let all of you feel what it feels like, this power that you use between each other. What is Kanye going to do when she's there naked and she's no longer his wife? He can't control her. He can't possess any of their feelings. He can't control the feelings that men have for this woman and how she uses it. But then what is she going to do when she's standing in front of all of us, making everyone horny like she always wanted to do? And how are they going to feel? They're powerless to Kim Kardashian. They're horny because she's standing there naked. She has to surrender the Lilith back to me in those waters. She has to give it back. And from that day forward, she stays covered, and they see how beautiful she really is. She stops wearing makeup, and they see that she's really just a beautiful person. I've seen it. Do we really have to go there, or can we start here and now? Can we start the healing in the vision of what I've seen? Can we do it without this coming to play? Can you see yourself there, Kim Kardashian, and you men that lust for her? Can you see her as God's child? Can you put your feelings away and see her as that's somebody's wife and somebody's child and somebody's mother? Can you learn to control these feelings? Even though, yes, she invokes them. She's made you feel this way about her. But can you understand she truly doesn't want you to feel that way about her? She's just learned that it's a power, but she really doesn't want you fucking raping her and looking at her like that. She never wanted any of you to see her body like that. Kim Kardashian lost her innocence to that video, and it was her mother that did it. Because her mother saw power in her beauty that she didn't see, and she knew she would be the most beautiful. And then what she did to the other girls was worse. She made those girls try to stand up to Kim's shoes, try to wear Kim's shoes, try to convert them to look like Kim and be like Kim. It's not keeping up with the Kardashians. It's keeping up with Kim. Lewis Hamilton's brother is an exceptional driver. He has a disability, which in essence makes him far more powerful than Lewis. But ultimately, we should be keeping up with, you know what I mean, with his brother, but his brother's trying to keep up with him. Going back to, you know, Miley Cyrus and, you know, all of them. You're made to fill the shoes of someone else that couldn't even wear them. And they raped the innocence of Kim and everybody in that family, and she rapes the innocence of all women by doing such things. Jonica, you take your clothes off all the time on the camera to show how powerful you are. But if you're standing with me, and I bring Russ to my side, and I have Lewis, and I have Marshall, and you have all my twin flames, and my soul tribe, which are all the other celebrities, will you take your clothes off then? And how powerful will you feel as you watch their dicks get hard? Is that a power you really want? And is it worth anything? Because all you're getting out of them is their flesh. Their heart knows this is wrong. These men love their women. These men don't want to look at you this way. You're making it harder for them. Now, naturally, it's just an impulse. You see something beautiful and you want to touch it. Do you want all these men grabbing on you? What do you think they're doing with your pictures? Do you want your husband? Does your husband really, you know what I mean? And then you have a sick person like Kanye where it makes him feel proud that, you know, that men are jerking off to his wife. But what if you put her out there and you weren't there? What would they do to her? How far could this impulse to want to touch her go? If we would take Jonica's clothes off and we put her there with all of my very single, horny celebrity men, and we walk away, which one of them are going to try harder and harder to get at her now that they've seen what they want? How far will you go to get this girl? But do you really want her, or you just want to touch her, just conquer her? You can get their dicks hard. And you can fuck with their minds, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna love you. And that's a hard lesson that Kim Kardashian hasn't fully learned yet. And she's created an army of women just like her. It's the LILITH. And I want it back. Not to get their dicks hard, I can do it without them ever even seeing me. There's no power in getting their dicks hard. There isn't. It takes nothing to get a man turned on. Hardcore lesson, huh? I saw it in a vision yesterday. See a lot of things. I hope that doesn't have to be. But in essence, if it, you know what I mean? If that's what we're gonna do, get ready for it. I see how this thing, you know what I mean? I'll know how to handle you when you come. Russ, I'm meditating. I'm literally sitting meditating, and they walk him up next to me. And he sits there for the longest time, forever, just hoping that I know he's there. I know he's fully there, but he will not interrupt me. And I just keep sitting there quietly waiting for him to say something. I know you're there. How long? I don't know. I think it's almost an hour. I just sit there giggling to myself. I can do this forever. When are you going to actually be hurt, bitch? And it's a whole joke. I'm literally, I know he's coming. I tell everyone, I know you're coming before you come. I'm prepared for your coming. Yeah, first thing we're doing is washing you of your sins. We're going to face them before we wash them away. You can't bring this. You brought your burdens here to the door. We'll wash them at the door and you'll be set free. But ultimately, yeah. They need to release that, dude. A lot of the men I work with, and there's nothing wrong, but it is. They have images and beliefs and desires and shit they need to let go of. You're not fucking Kim Kardashian. You need to stop thinking that you ever were going to. You need to stop fantasizing about that. You're like, why do they think that? Dude, it's been put in them since like 30 years ago. They all watched that video. They've been thinking about it. That's why they follow her. Every time they look at her, they remember her. But they imagine themselves doing these things to her. They imagine, and that's what I'm trying to show you, Jonica. What are you doing? They're imagining raping you. Fucking you in the ass. Doing all kinds of terrible things to you. They don't see you as a loving woman to your man. They see you as a sex doll that they want to mutilate. And you're feeding into that desire, not knowing that you're calling in danger. I heard it. Alright, hold on, I know this. It's Lewis. Fuck, no it's not. It's too high-pitched. Who's posting? Damn it, hold on. It's real high-pitched. Left side. Lewis is the left... Okay, I said it was the right, but he's the left frontal lobe, and he's a deep octave. This one is the left ear, but it's a high octave, and it's not in the frontal lobe. It's in the ear. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go do some research and try to figure out... I'm trying to catch on to these sonars and shit. Sorry about your shadows. And your shadows are your pains, but you think that, you know, it's just it. You know what I mean? You need to be seen in a better light. We're going to take all of this off of you. Not all of you. Am I stripping down naked? I don't feel like getting naked around you either. I have my own so set insecurities. Hey, I don't know. I need a meal, and we have a lot more. What do we got? I told you I was going to show you what the futuristic cards are. Futuristic cards. Walk the flower path. Again, we're going into a star, so that'll be 36. These cards we go in order, so you won't catch another one until next week. We are going into the key of light, number 26, with the light workers. What else we got in here? Naturally, we already talked about this twice. 3 times the charm. Ishtar, which is, of course, if you know about, you know, that energy, it's the Lilith energy. The daring rebirth, that comes back to last night. We were talking about the rebirth. We'll be reading those. These are all like 30-minute freaking card readings if I didn't bring in stories. So this is going to be a lot of teaching for either today and tomorrow or forever. And then let's find out what archangel. And then they threw on an actual teaching. So I'm starving. I mean, so hungry. Let's find out what our archangel is. All of those are part of my archangel. They go in this deck. I feel like Jesus should have been archangel. Just as well. Raziel. Okay, he teaches the beginning of all of this. Right? That's the tree of life. The energy teaches you about all of this. This is perfect. This is actually perfect because it's an intro to all of it. So let me keep that on top. That's our future teachings. Oh, and then we have one real deep one. It's a chapter teaching. Comes with spells and shit. I don't know which one. Feeling your emotions. Did we do this one already? I feel like this is the answer. And new beginnings, it's the answer. Black women don't have hair like this, guys. It's not real. It's not real. Nor does ours look like that. My curly hair is fuzzy. It's not real. Don't let them tell you that, you know what I mean, how to look, how to dress, how to talk. Demure. What black girl says that shit? What white girl says that shit? What kind of Ashley, Stephanie, or fucking Veronica type shit is that shit? Again, maybe in somebody's culture. Not mine, not the culture I come from. Hey, I love yous. I'll catch you laters. What the fuck are we gonna call this video? Shit. I don't know. Laters, haters. I'm starving. What's